All right. Well, we are at start time. It is almost 3:30. Are we? So for the people that are asking, this is not replacing opening playbook. This is in addition to opening playbook. So we will be live every day at 10 a.m. Eastern and every day at 3:30 p.m. Eastern. And to some degree, they're fairly similar. We are definitely going to be giving you some really useful content, but definitely kind of a different take on it. This is going to be more. Well, I'll let Nathan talk about kind of what the difference in the content is, since he's putting a lot of that together.
Yeah, obviously, we are still doing opening playbook. We're not giving up on our first child. Opening playbook will continue to be every morning at 10 a.m. This we are going to do more around a lot of live trading. So we'll still have some updates, some things, Q&A, different things like that, but a lot more live trading. This will be some more discretionary trading, like those earning lotto plays that we do. Graham and I have done some of those like one-off earning lotto rooms, which are a lot of fun. But we, figured why not have kind of a static place where we could do some more of that stuff. So that'll be happening in here. And then we'll have, kind of one-off updates and things that are reflective of what's going on in the current markets. The reality is that a lot of times at 10 a.m., we're setting up the day and things change over the next 3 hours, 4 hours. And so it's just nice to kind of be able to come back, settle where we are, and kind of give you guys a little bit of a roadmap for what's going ahead. So John G said, I told you guys to remind me of something a little bit wild that happened earlier. And so I do actually want to remind you, or I do actually want to share that, because I think it's pretty crazy. It's just a tiny sample size, but kind of a crazy thing that happened from opening playbook. So first of all, let me ask, how many folks were on opening playbook this morning? It looks like there's actually a lot more folks on closing playbook right now than we had on opening playbook. So we might actually set a record here for closing playbook. Okay, so wow. Okay, so a lot of you on. So during opening playbook, I was giving a training on how to trade debit spreads. I think, personally, one of the most important trainings out there. And so I gave that training, I put it together, and then just to really hammer it home, what I did is I actually went in and I took a couple of trades on 3 different platforms just to show you how it works. And I was showing how the pricing changes based on what, options chain you're looking at and all that sort of stuff. And I put on a trade today. So this was like at 11 o'clock a.m. I put on a trade for 2 pennies for today's expiration. I don't know if you guys remember that. It was just kind of an example trade. I put on 10 contracts for 2 pennies. Well, amazingly, the market actually popped over the next 30 minutes, and I actually closed that trade for 5 pennies. So I made 150% return on accident from our example trade that I made. Now, granted, I only did 10 contracts. If I would have done 1,000 contracts, I would be much more excited than I am right now. But I did 10 contracts, and I actually made 150% return in like 30 minutes. And so the idea here, and Graham and I actually explored this idea a while ago, but never came up with something concrete. The idea here is there may be a way to create outsized returns from these really deep out of the money options that you're not actually even looking to get in the money. You're not actually looking for them to turn intrinsically profitable. You're just looking for that fluctuation when the market moves 0.2%, that they can actually move 150% like they did today. So that's something that I'm actually going to keep exploring. I started a project on this a long time ago. Never really got enough solid data to put it together. But this was just such an interesting use case where the market moved from like 0.4 to 0.8%, and I actually made 150% on those crazy out of the money 2-cent options. So again, going to do a little more data on that, but I just wanted to share it with you because it's such a fascinating kind of concept where maybe you can actually make really outsized profits on trades that aren't even supposed to end up profitable. You're just getting a benefit out of kind of the in between, the fluctuation. So that was that crazy thing I wanted to share that happened. Real trade, real money trade that we took this morning as an example that I actually closed out. Okay. So let me well, it's not really penny trading, Joseph. It's just literally what the price of the SPY options were, the debit spread at that time. Okay, guys, like I said, we want to move quick because we got lots of trading. So the next thing, the big announcement, the next thing that we're doing is something that I just announced to our overnight options members, is I'm actually going to do our overnight option trade live today. So here's the deal. Here's the deal, folks. Probably most of the people in this room are members of overnight options. It's been on a crazy hot streak, 22 out of 24. Probably what most people would consider like my flagship strategy, that or automated options. Every day we take an opportunity. You guys, for the last 3 days, time to get in. It's a relatively cheap program. Actually, it's insanely cheap for the fact that you get 200 trades. And we got a whole bunch of new members today. Now, the people on right now, you're not going to get the masterclass. You're not going to get the strategy, and all this core stuff behind it. But I thought, let me actually go ahead and put the trade on live. And here's my little bargain with you, which you don't have to agree to, but I think you should agree to it. If you follow me, you copy and paste, quote unquote, the trade I put together, and we win yet again on overnight options, which I'm a little nervous because the market's up almost a full %, but we don't really care about that. We ignore all that, all the noise. We just focus on the trade. Here's the bargain that I want you to make with me. If we win another trade and we hit the target tomorrow, that you guys go ahead and join overnight options tomorrow if you haven't joined yet. All right, so that's what I'm going to ask of everyone. Join me on the trade if you want. Let's get another winner under our belt for those of you who have not traded it. And if you get a free winner from me, call up, join overnight options. It's pretty darn dirt cheap for the amount of trades you get. And if you don't like it, you can still get a refund even after that if you join tomorrow. So that's my spiel. But with that, let's get into it. I think Jared is on line too to get the actual official alert out for anyone who is not a member. But, I had so much fun giving people free access to the income machine. I thought, hey, let me give people free access to an overnight option trade. So the way this works, and you guys can copy and paste this trade if you want. We're going to go over to trade. We're going to go here to the SPY. I already have it typed in, but it's SPY.
Hey, are you sharing your screen by chance?
Oh yeah, let me add my screen. Sorry, let me add my screen here. Thank you, Dave. There you go. So you can now see it. So like I said, we're going to go into our trade tab here. This is on Thinkorswim, but obviously if you're on Robinhood or another broker, you're going to go to the ticker first. So we're starting on SPY. Then what you're going to do is you're going to go to tomorrow's expiration. So that's August 7th expiration. Okay. Now, the way that I do it is I go ahead and I choose vertical automatically. So again, on Robinhood or on, E-Trade or these other platforms, it might look a little bit differently than this, but same structural idea. You have a vertical, and that's going to preset the spreads over here. Now, what I'm going to do, folks, is I'm going to trade the 631, 632 August 7th spread. Okay, so it's going to be the buy to open AUG 7 631 call. It's going to be the sell to open AUG 7 632 call. And we're going to pay a debit of about 73 cents for that. Okay. Now I'll just put on a couple right now because I don't want to front run you and put on, 100 contracts. So let me go ahead and we're getting another. This market just keeps going up. Yeah. I'm going to try for 73 here and give it a second. And we'll see if I can get filled there on my contracts. We probably need the SPY to come back down a couple pennies because it just keeps going higher and higher and higher on this grinding up day. Yes, you could do SPX or XSP. You would just have to adjust your strikes accordingly.
So you're about a strike and a half in the money. So
yep. And so the way that this trade works, and I'll wait and see if I can get filled here. Again, the SPY probably needs to come down a couple pennies now. But the way this trade works, if I go to the SPY and you look at it, and I just go up here to like a 15-minute chart, what I am doing is I'm creating a buffer of just a couple dollars, right? About $1.35 in this particular case. where it needs to stay above this line. Now, the cool thing here is that we don't actually need it to stay above the line all day tomorrow, because the next thing we're going to do, if we can get filled here on the SPY, is we're actually going to set a target, which is exactly what happened like 2 days ago, where the market jumped up a little bit and then it actually came back down, but it didn't matter. We got filled on the trade and we hit our target, even though the market went lower. Okay, so if anyone missed that, I'm going to post that trade in there. Again, I'm still about a penny off from being filled because, as you can see, we're going straight up. Let me just go to the 1 minute chart here, and we'll see this market just needs to probably pop down a couple pennies, and we'll see if we can get filled. If not, I'll just bump up my trade to 74 cents, and it should fill right away. Let me just give this. I normally wouldn't rush this, guys. I would normally give this 20 minutes, and I would probably even set my my limit maybe a penny lower, but in this case, I do want to try to get here quickly because Graham has some earnings trades to do. So I'm just going to give that another 10 seconds or so. And if I don't get filled, I will pop it up to 74. Looks like some of you already got filled at 73. I have not got filled at 73 yet. I'm still working on it. Showing right around 73. So let's give it just about 5 more seconds, and then if I don't get filled, I'll pop it up. It should definitely fill right away at 74 cents. Oh, come on, baby. We got to be close now. Anyone get filled at 73? I'm surprised mine hasn't because it's showing right in that range.
Mine is not filled at 73, but I saw some people in the chat said theirs did. Let's go ahead and see what I can do. It's showing that, I mean, mid price right now is 72. Let's see.
Yeah, sorry, I said 5 seconds. Now I'm giving it 10 seconds.
74 filled right away for me.
Yeah, I figured 74 would immediately fill, but we got a little. Come on, baby. We have to be literally fractions of a penny from filling now. You can see where TOS. There we go. All right, finally. All right, so we're in at 73. There we go. 73. Now, the very next thing, folks, that we're going to do here, now that we've gotten filled, and of course, SPY's going to drop lower on me, as it always does, as soon as you get filled, is we're going to actually create our closing order. So what you can do here is you can go in and create an opposite order, or you can go to your open positions, which I have this one SPY right here, and then create your closing order. So this is one of the things that's unique about most of the ways that I trade, including overnight options, is we're actually setting our closing order immediately after we get filled. Usually, rule of thumb for overnight options is 15 to a 25% gain. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set my closing order for 0.86. Okay, so what we're going for here is just about an 18% ROI on the trade. It's a relatively small ROI, unless you think about it that our average trade is only open to the market for about an hour. In that case, an 18 to 20% ROI is phenomenal. And the other thing I'm going to make sure here is that I set my limit as a good till canceled limit. So that means it's going to sit there in the brokerage all day tomorrow. And if it gets filled anytime between now and tomorrow, we'll hit that trade. So we'll go ahead and send that closing order. And now that closing order is going to be a working order set here for an 86-cent credit, just waiting to be filled. So let me go ahead. I will stop my sharing now. I'll repost that trade one more time in the chat for you all, and I'll make sure that Jared has that out to the members in the official one-click alert as well. So there it is. Set target for GTC limit of 0.86. All right, and Jared said he got that out, so that should also be in the one-click members portal as well. And okay, folks, so the idea here, now, obviously, I'm not going to say that we're guaranteed to win tomorrow's trade or anything like that. I can't see the future, but this trade has, an 85+% accuracy with that, 20-ish% average return, although sometimes we actually get an even bigger return than we're targeting, all based on this idea of getting in below the price and letting the overnight market phenomenon, which is that the market moves up more often than down overnight, give us more opportunities to win. All right, so Graham, I took a little bit of extra time there. Hopefully not too much. You've still got 15 minutes to throw on some earnings magic.
You are all good. It's a lot of fun. And let's all give Nate a nice big thank you there for sharing that with us. And the cool thing, guys, is the S&P, based on that trade, can really drop a full point. It could be down almost 0.2% tomorrow at the end of the day and still hit that target. So even though the markets like to go up overnight, we talked about this in opening playbook this week, the phenomenon where markets tend to go higher overnight, even in the chance that that doesn't happen, still have a great shot to hit. And if you guys have been in opening playbook, every single Nate, I'm a competitive guy. Every single morning, I always want to beat you, hit my 60-minute income before you hit overnight options. But I think over the last couple of weeks, you've been front running me there and beating me to that target.
Well, it's fun when they both win, especially when they go in different directions in both wins, because those targets are effective. So, love that.
All right, so now we're gonna have some more fun here because we like having fun, like Nate mentioned. And let me figure out how I can do this whole screen share thing. Nate, I apologize. Share screen. Let's go ahead and share a window, and I'm going to share this window. All right, what do you see here? You see my
yep. See your earnings. Your earnings whispers there.
Yeah, and you can see the slides on the side as well.
Yep.
All right, cool. Let me just go ahead and do this. Let me pop this out of here. Obviously today, and I'm just going to be here for a second. This week we have the third biggest earnings week of the quarter. A lot of fun names today. Nate, we're going to go hunting today. You're going to join us as well. Look, we are not earnings professionals here. We don't meet with the board of these companies to get a good edge here. We don't do all we're going to look for is just little obscure, unusual orders to see if we can find an edge, match it up with the market maker move, see if we can stack our options in a way that can be favorable. Last week we did this on Reddit, had a huge win. We did it on ANET. Yesterday, a huge win. But just keep in mind, guys, a lot of these trades can be like a coin toss. They're binary. Either you hit or you don't. So like the Amazon last week did not work out. AMD yesterday did not work out. The theory is, though, if your winners can be 200%, and even if your losers are 100%, if you're hitting a 50% win rate, you're averaging out about 50% between those all included. So that's my disclaimer for you guys. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna do some digging. So today we have quite a few names. This is after the close. I've got a full list here as well, and I don't know. Oh, cool! I can bring this in front of the screen. Let me post this here in the chat if you guys want this. It's just a fun little, easy way to see. Oh, you can't click links in the chat, can you?
If you give it to me, I can post it there, Graham.
Give it to you. I will Slack it to you. There you go. On this website, and I'll just blow this up real quick because I'm not sure how big or small this is for you guys. Wow, their ads are really got big. But you can just select earnings date, today, or market close, and see this. It should be sorted by volume. But see the top tickers working their way down. Oh, we have Airbnb today.
I actually don't think it's showing in front, Graham.
Oh, awesome.
You're still just showing the actual Chrome window, I think.
What about now? What do you see now?
It doesn't. I mean, it's still showing that you're on the same tab.
How about now?
So,
anything change?
No. You're actually flipping tabs? Because it looked maybe I don't know if it's frozen or.
What do you see now? You see the matrix.
I see that. I got the matrix now. So there you go. Now your tab switching is showing.
All right, but if I pull up something like, what if I pull up my Thinkorswim? You can't see my Thinkorswim.
No, because I'm assuming you're sharing the Chrome, right?
Okay.
Yeah, if you just shared Chrome and you didn't share the screen, then it's going to follow that app, even if you put stuff in front of it.
Okay, so I said window. So window is just Chrome then?
Yeah.
All right, let me do this now.
If you want to share everything where you can pull stuff up in front of it, you have to use the whole screen.
Working now?
Yes.
There you go. Now we see it floating in front.
All right.
Yep.
Do I need to make my size bigger, Nate, for this?
It looks okay right now, but it depends on when you get into the actual trade. Like if you're actually going to show the numbers on your Thinkorswim, it might be a little small.
Let me just
like those strikes are pretty small.
All right, that's probably a little bit better.
Yep.
All right. So anyways, my point was, let me go back to where we were originally. Wherever I put that tab. Stock screener here. All right, you guys can see this now. All right, this website here tells you today after the close, flip here tomorrow before market open. So those are the names we're really going to care about today. Oh, Cypher. That was a fun one we traded for just stock only. Went crazy. But Peloton, wow, that stock's pretty much done for, I'm pretty sure. Oh, Peloton's making a comeback. Hello. Anyways, point is this website that we dropped here in the chat, easy for you to flip through some names. And then what I'm also going to do is pull up Lance's scanner. Lance is not here, so he can't deny me the use of a scanner. You got to be here to defend yourself. But if you have this cool handy dandy feature, next time Lance talks about his scanner, make sure you pay attention to that. It's really cool. It just tells you unusual options flow coming into the market right now. So like, for example, someone at 3:41 p.m., 9 minutes ago, I don't know why that disappeared on me, but bought $173,000 of these GEV August 25th expiration $700 strike calls. So we don't necessarily care about this one today, but we're just going to use this to match up with what's going on with the earnings names. So, oh man, sorry, I'm trying to just get used to this. Pull this. There we go. The last thing I want to show you guys, and I apologize, we are going to have like no time left to trade. Let me just cut some of these out. Move. I was hoping we'd be able to see these a little bit better. Am I on single? Yeah. All right. Last thing I wanted to show you guys is if you do have Thinkorswim, like there's a DraftKings one. We'll take a look at that in a second. But like in the options chain on Thinkorswim, if you scroll to the bottom, there's a feature called options, time, and sales. So this is where you normally go to trade options. You come down here to the bottom. I'm going to select this as 10 with that little gear here. This will tell you the single biggest call option orders and put option orders of the day. Green means they bought it at or above asking price. Red means probably sold it. And then the white is in the mid price somewhere. And there's the time. So like, for example, here you could see that 10:09 this morning, someone bought 2,000 quantity times $72 each. So that's $140,000 worth of the very short dated out of the money August, this week's expiration calls. It's a little interesting, right? And then look at this. Someone actually just a minute before, probably the same guy, bought about 140,000, actually a little bit more of next week's expiration calls. So you can just look at this and say, wow, people are betting big on this. Maybe they know something. We don't know. You know, it's part of the speculation of it all. But actually, let's flip over here to Lance's scanner. Someone, it's Oakland. Someone just bought $250,000 of this week's expiration calls. So if we come here to DraftKings, look at this. Calls. We're seeing calls here. To me, Nate, I'm not sure your take. To me, this says that, hey, a lot of people are leaning bullish. I don't know if someone knows something. Maybe they do. You can also click this button here, today's option statistics, and it just gives you a summary. Total calls traded, 132,000. Total puts, 51,000. That's a pretty big, that's almost 3-to-1 ratio of call to put. If you look at ask or above, more calls than puts. Again, leaning bullish. I apologize. I just flew through that. But did everything I just showed you kind of make a little bit of sense?
And don't worry, I mean, guys, this is closing playbook session 1. We're going to have hundreds of these over the coming time. So don't feel like you have to get all the information in today. This is going to be every day, Monday through Friday, lots more earnings plays, lots more training. Obviously, we're going to go quick at the beginning. It's going to be like drinking out of a fire hydrant, but you have plenty more closing playbooks on the way.
So, yeah, today we have DraftKings after the market close. I like this one. Again, I got a cheat code here because I've got Lance's scanner. It's just like $2,000 a year or something. I luckily get it for free, but we're getting calls over here. We're getting that's leaning towards calls on the total option statistics. And if we look at this morning's trades, those are some pretty decent sized orders on the calls. I mean, look at the quantity. You don't see any other quantity that big. I'm going to go ahead and place a trade on this. Of course, you can trade shares. You can trade basic calls. I'm going to trade a spread. You guys know me. The market maker move here basically says, what are the market makers? How much do they think this stock is going to move on earnings? Right now, they have it priced at $3. So almost $4. We'll just round it up to $4, meaning they're anticipating DraftKings to either pop here on earnings or fall to about here on earnings. And it could obviously not go as far either direction. It could stay somewhere in the middle. That's just what the options are priced at. So if you want to trade the call options at the money here, their 45 strike call options are $225. If DraftKings beats earnings and goes up $4, it'll go to $49. The call options will get close to double in money if it beats earnings. If you do the wrap order, it could go up 15 cents tomorrow, not $4, 15 cents, and you double your money. So that's why I like trading these spreads. Now I'm going to go a little bit more out of the money just to see what the pricing is. Like this one, for example, and I apologize, we're going to have to fly fast on these closing playbook sessions. But here we go at 37 cents. This one, for example, I get paid 170% if DraftKings closes above $47 by the end of the week. Obviously, tomorrow's not the end of the week, so it'll take a little bit more time, or you just exit early. But that's exactly how I'm going to trade it. I'm just going to go out of the money with the debit spread. And Nate, feel free to jump in here at any point if you see anything fun. I'm going to try and get this typed up for you guys.
Yeah, I just took a similar one while you were talking on DraftKings there. I like DraftKings. By the way, some people mentioned market is coming down a little bit. I mean, like I said at the beginning, I'm a little nervous to trade right at 330 when we're probably at the peak of the day, but we're still holding what are we at? 632.50 on the SPY, so still holding pretty steady for the day that we've had grinding up. Graham, what else was on your short list there on the earnings?
I'll pop this one up over here while I type this up for you guys. So take a look through some of these stocks. Fortinet, FTNT is the one I really like trading the most. But let me type this up for you guys. There it went in the chat. DraftKings, 8th August 25 expiration. Again, guys, this is a speculative play. This is not a typical swing trade or a day trade for me where I know, it's a high conviction setup. This is, I'm just looking at the options market to say, what are the options players telling us? So this is a spread. Right now it's at 40 cents net debit. And again, I don't think you need to trade. You can do whatever you want. I'm not going to trade these crazy heavy. Thinkorswim does the calculation for me. I'm going to bet $76 to try and make 124. Over 100% return on investment. Let that one set. And if it doesn't get filled, we got 2 minutes to come back. Did Nate, during that time, did we get anything interesting? Fortinet.
Yeah, there's not a ton. I mean, even Lyft actually has relatively low volume right now. Fortinet, not a ton of volume either. Is TTD tomorrow morning, by the way? Or is that after hours?
If you don't mind checking and let me know. Hey, let me just do it. TTD.
I think it might be tomorrow morning. That one
it looks like tomorrow morning.
That one normally has like a 10% plus expected move, so that's one that's easy for a wrap. If you're going to hit, you're probably going to hit pretty binary there. Or if you want to be more aggressive and go out of the money, I'm actually going to take some. I'm going to take like a.
You're going to do it today?
Well, it's tomorrow morning, right?
No, tomorrow after the close. So
it is tomorrow after the close.
So that, you know what that means?
Box it into one day.
You know where you're going to be tomorrow at this time, right here in the closing playbook.
All right, so I'll do that one tomorrow. Then I will do TTD is one. I'll do a little more aggressively on that one. Try to go for like a 300 percenters on TTD tomorrow after or right before earnings, which I also love boxing it into one day. Love those Thursday earning plays where you can only have like kind of one day for the market to move.
The DraftKings one looked really good. I might just have to go back and get some more DraftKings. I don't see anything else. Oh, there we go. I got filled on DraftKings. 45 seconds till the market's closed.
What else do we have tomorrow to look at?
Good question.
I missed your screen there because I was
The other
distracted
cool
actually getting in
thing,
trades.
and I apologize, this one got off to a little slower start. First closing playbook. Here's what we have after
Ooh,
the
CLSK,
pins.
that's an interesting
We got
one.
the pins. The cool thing too is like when you have tomorrow morning, you can just buy some shares after the close if you miss it. But nothing. We've got 10 seconds here till the markets close. So it'll be tough to throw anything else in here. But we got DraftKings on for the first official closing playbook earnings trade.
I like it. I like tomorrow. CLSK is an interesting one for tomorrow. Like we said, TTD. So we'll have some interesting ones for tomorrow. Graham, are any of those stocks, or I mentioned kind of like the ones that have good trends that I think people want to buy. Do you have any of the ones on your hit list that are either Newton or Apex stocks that you like technically that you kind of have like an earnings catalyst on top of?
It's a good question. I should have prepped for. NVIDIA.
And obviously, Apple.
We had some time before
Apple, just the greatest stock ever that always goes up.
Dude, Apple has apparently announcement with Trump right now.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, we should keep an eye on Apple for a couple minutes and see.
And this is crazy. Here's the perfect Apple trade, which it's been obviously struggling with Apple. Let me zoom out here on Apple. Here's Apple.
Yeah.
Actually, let me zoom out more. So Apple the last half year, straight down, and apologies, these are kind of in the way here. Straight down. We just had a perfect Apple trade. The earnings did not excite anyone because they had absolutely nothing good to say. And then today, on a dime, everything changes. They're going to meet a big announcement with Trump today. So there you see Apple spiking today, up 5%. I think they said it was the best single day in I don't know how long, 6 months, a year.
Yeah,
something crazy.
Yeah. Well, I think some of those big stocks, I talked about AMD. Obviously, the Palantirs and the Nvidias, they seem to be, the kings for the near term, the short term, the medium term. And I don't think if we get the market kind of this continued squeeze up that we're going to get a big rotation. I think we're going to have the leaders kind of continue leading the way. The top momentum stocks continue. Hopefully some stocks like Apple and Tesla will catch up and kind of solidify the mega caps. But I think it's going to be a lot of the clear winners continuing to win. Even just Palantir beating and running up and actually maintaining fair. It's sold off a little bit today, but maintaining up above $80, I think is a good sign for how optimistic the market is right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know if I answered the rest of your question. I totally stopped looking.
No, you're good. Yeah. So
report. Let's see. They don't have earnings till next month. Costco is one that I'm starting to really like right now, and I did not realize I had such a good day today.
Oh, did you see Walmart today?
No, I've got a Walmart trade on. I did not look at it.
Oh,
4%. Holy moly!
Check it out because it had itself another big day.
Yeah, good day. Hey, it's a good day for stocks.
Yeah. Overall, can't complain.
Yeah, I should throw ATR up on here just to see. You guys can see like last month, small candle bodies. Now we got big candle bodies.
Have you considered adding Walmart to the Apex mix?
No, it wasn't one actually on the top of our testing. But
I wonder, just because the last few years it's really picked up steam.
It definitely has. And the cool thing about the Apex list, and you've seen this too, but like it works so good even when stocks are in a rut. So if I can go back here, like Tesla, which obviously Tesla can be a lot of fun, but even during the down years for Tesla, and I apologize for all these lines here on the chart. Even during the down years, so Tesla dropped from 400 to $100. It's a 75% drop on the stock.
It hit all 5 trades
because the Apex is so selective. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Tesla's in a downtrend. Winner. This one had a double fire, but next week it hit. Following week it hit. So Walmart could definitely be a really good one to be looking at to add to, especially with how strong it's been. Amazon has been a great one for the Apex. I assume Walmart would probably look pretty similar to Amazon in the testing, but I have to see. The one that I'm pretty fired up about, and there's a lot of blue on this chart. Let me hide some indicators. because there's a lot going on here. This one I'm pretty fired up about here. O'Reilly. Let me just do this. This is a boring stock. Not a lot of people like to talk about it. I mean, who likes to talk about the auto parts store? But look at this. I mean, look at all the blues. It's amazing. Just an amazing trend. I mean, we had a little bit of chop there with all the tariff stuff. Notice how it didn't crash like the market did, right? The market crashed right here. O'Reilly did not. We've just had a couple Apex entries on O'Reilly. I've got a couple positions open right now, making money, having fun. Just a really good, strong, steady stock over the years, and Apex has been all over it. I do have a couple other tickers that I will share with you guys as far as new entries on Apex. I'll do that here in just a moment. But Nate, do you have any final food for thought? We're going to have to wait for the DraftKings earnings announcement.
Yeah, well, yeah. We can hang tight. I'm excited about tomorrow. I hope you guys are all able to join us for tomorrow. And then, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty pumped to see what you have on the Apex side, because that O'Reilly chart, I mean, that Tesla chart is unbelievable. Stock dropped 75% and went 5 for 5 on bullish entries. That is pretty crazy. And I'm sure there's still a ton of people who don't use Apex. I already saw a couple of people in the chat here. I'd actually like to see you get Walmart added in just to see the testing of what it's like, because it really has been picking up steam. And I think, I think it's an interesting one. So I'd be curious how Walmart does. But yeah, I mean, I would love to jump into that next if you're up for it, and just kind of, actually, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here. Are we still going to do the special offer
for
Apex?
We are. We don't talk about it a lot. It's one of my secret pieces that I kind of keep reserved for the most part, but I will walk people through that today, how the Apex indicator works. A lot of people in the chat said they've been making some money on O'Reilly with the trades. I do trade it with you guys. In fact, I'm going to do another live trade room tomorrow in the opening playbook, 10 a.m. We'll be trading it together. So I would love, we don't do this very often, but if you guys want to, I'd love to help you get it on your charts. The real secret comes towards the end of the week, when we can get our new entries, take our trades. So we'll be doing that tomorrow, Friday as well. And it'll all make sense as to why. As you may have noticed, maybe you didn't, but I am looking at a weekly chart here. Little insight that I'll share with you as to why we do that. And it's critical to the success of the Apex. But actually, funny enough, Nate, I don't know if you know this or not, but the Perfect Apple trade started out with uncovering this weekly phenomenon. And it worked so well. I said, I wonder if we can do this on other stocks. So we tested on NVIDIA, tested on Amazon as well. And funny enough, it was pretty terrible at first, but then we realized each stock kind of has its own little blueprint, their own little patterns. So basically what we're doing with the Apex is we're just taking the best stocks in the world like this and trying to isolate its own unique fingerprint, its own unique patterns, what gives us the best entries, the exits, profit targets. And then we kind of put that full blueprint together and code it into the indicator and upload it. So it's an ever-growing list of code, ever-growing list of stocks. And it's not a huge list of stocks because it's just the stocks that tend to pay over and over again. You can look at 2,000 stocks all day long if you want to. I don't mind looking at 10 to 15 stocks that pay really well.
Especially if they look like that one.
Yeah, you can't complain. Can't complain here. All right. Well, nothing yet from DraftKings. I wonder if Fortinet reported yet. I'm bummed we didn't get to trade it. We didn't see any signal, and they got a beat. Well, we'll see.
Decent beat there, up about 6%.
I like trading Fortinet because if you catch a signal, it normally moves pretty good. I wonder what their implied move. $10 implied, so 106. So they're right almost there. We'll see what happens. But with that said, Nate, I'm going to go ahead and walk people through the O'Reilly trade setup and the Apex indicator, how they can get that on their charts in time for tomorrow, since we'll be trading it together tomorrow. And then we come back and look at DraftKings, if that sounds good to you.
Yeah, I love it. And obviously, I'm a big fan of Apex because I like the longer term charts. I like kind of focusing on the best of the best, right up my alley. And this is one, we, like Graham said, we don't really talk about Apex a whole lot, just kind of behind the scenes where a lot of the signals come from. So check it out. If you guys aren't trading with Apex yet, I think it's, again, just one of those foundational strategies where you can keep it simple, focus on the best stocks, and you're probably going to get a lot of really highly rated opportunities. just look at what Apex has been trading. I don't want to give too much away, but what Apex has been trading consistently the last couple of years, it's been trading Microsoft and Nvidia and O'Reilly, and like, you can't go real wrong trading those the last couple of years. Obviously you saw how much people in the chat here, up 1,000, up 50%, that kind of stuff. So love the idea of people getting Apex on their charts before tomorrow as well. And if we're still doing that special offer, then it'll be a no-brainer.
Yeah, we are. We'll be running that special offer tonight for anyone who wants to join. But let me walk through you. Let me show you how it works, how to get it on your charts, and then we can go from there and have some trades together. Obviously, we've been doing good on O'Reilly, been having fun, but it's not only on O'Reilly. Now, the reason I'm highlighting O'Reilly isn't just because we're making money on it, not just because we have a new entry that I'll walk you through today, but this powerhouse stock, it's up 227% over the last 5 years. Guys, this is O'Reilly Auto Parts. I don't think that O'Reilly's inventing any new crazy technology like Microsoft or Meta. Yet this stock is just a beast. It's a powerhouse. It's returned a whopping 4,333% since its last stock split. Well, now it just happened. This was back in March. They just did another stock split, which is normally a very, very bullish sign for stocks. That's why I wanted to get O'Reilly in your guys' hands right away. So they did a 15-to-1 stock split from $1,300 down to $90 a share, making the stock more affordable for a broader range of investors. And if you guys saw my research on stocks that split and how powerful they can be, stock splits typically average 17% returns over the next year. So people say, well, doing a stock split is just artificial. It's like taking